we want to unveil
Yeah.
your brand new options lookup tool is what we're
Mhm.
calling it.
Mhm.
So what is the secret sauce behind it? What drove you to, wanting to create this tool in the first place?
Well, so what is an options lookup tool? Let me just show everybody. So this is a tool that we can use to look up historical option prices as well as a lot more data. Like say for instance, you can see here this is the demonstration of the tool. You can type in any ticker symbol you want that's optionable. So I've got Apple here. Let's put in NVIDIA, NVDA. I'm going to click submit. And so it pulls up the option chain and you can pick any lookup date. We're filling in the data as we speak. By the end of the weekend, we should have at least the last 2 months, and we're trying to get the last year's worth of data in there. It takes a little bit of time because there is about 1.5 million lines of data per day of options data that's generated. So loading in 1.5 million lines of data, it takes us a little bit of time for every day that we're loading in there. And plus, we're ironing out a couple of kinks. But here's the cool thing: I created this for my program participants, but I'm going to make it available to the world. What this is you can look up any expiration date that you want on any date and find not only the information of, for instance, what the bid, the ask, the mark, the volume, and the open interest were. But check this out. Everybody likes to look at the Greeks. So, say for instance, I want to take a look at the Greeks. Now, I've also got at my disposal implied volatilities, the deltas, the gammas, the thetas, and the vegas. And then check this out. This is my favorite. I can also pull up price components. So one of the things that we do, especially in our program, is we like to look at how much intrinsic and extrinsic value there is in each option. So here's the intrinsic value, here's the extrinsic value, and here's something that you just can't get at any other tool. Even the tools that are available for pay now is what percentage. So you can quickly look at any of these options and determine exactly what percentage is intrinsic value, what percentage is extrinsic value. You don't have to pull out your calculator and hope you get the calculation right or use some sort of offline tool. It's just right here very quickly. Say, for instance, you're trying to pick an option that is got a lot of intrinsic value. You want it to be a stock substitute. So, say, for instance, I'm going to look at all the strike prices on NVIDIA and I'm going to go and it's going to, there's a lot of strike prices on NVIDIA. I'm going to go pretty far out in time. Let me close this one right here. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, what about the April 2025 expiration? And now you can see right away, right here, it says 95.7%, 4.3%. You can basically pick an option that's deep enough in the money that it's going to act just like the stock far enough out in time. Or what if you want an option that is all extrinsic value? It's all premium value. Say, for instance, we go to the September 20 expiration and we're looking, I'm scrolling down all, you can see NVIDIA's got a heck ton of options. I'm scrolling down all the different options and I'm looking for one that's almost 100% intrinsic, or extrinsic, time value, but still deep enough in the money. And I've got both the calls and the puts. The reason why we created this tool is number one, some of the most available tools out there all of a sudden were not free anymore. They became for cost and they were, the owners of these tools know how valuable they are and they're really jacking up the prices, Sip. These things are like $100 a month, way more than actually it costs for them to hold. They're totally preying on the public. That's one reason why I wanted to create it. The other reason is, there's a lot of these tools built into some of these platforms, like Thinkorswim has their Think Back. And number one, since Thinkorswim was taken over by Charles Schwab, a lot of my program participants that are in other countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, they don't even have access to Thinkorswim anymore. It's no longer even a possibility for them to use the tool. But then the other thing is since Charles Schwab has kind of taken over Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade, their tool doesn't even work that well anymore. Well, that's been one of my pet peeves. Like, for instance, I'm pulling up that NVIDIA again, and if I look at NVIDIA, the chart, NVDA, and I pick, for instance, a random day, like let's look at September 6th. September 6th, the chart tells us that the price closed at 102.83. But if I go to the lookup tool and I look up September 6th, and I'm going to do it right now live, look, it's saying it's 107.21. That's way different than what the chart says, right? The lookup tool is telling us that the price was 107.21. When I look at September 6th over here, it says the closing price was 102.83. So which one is it? Their data's got bugs in it. So I wanted a clean, truthful tool that people can have access to for the pennies that it costs for us to host it, and that has even the components like that percentage thing that we didn't have before. So I just decided to create it myself.
And so I kind of want to get an understanding from a newbie options trader or like right. So the value of this is that because there's 28 different ways to trade options, when you're looking to do one of those strategies, the the value is in having some of these nuances of theta or intrinsic value that make that trade a little bit sexier because we can validate that there's more margin or room in this one error and there or one area, and the more time, right? So this is a quick way to go and kind of double check that you're getting the most, or you're putting on, it's checking all the boxes. Is that kind of a good way to look at it?
Yeah, validation was the best word you used because we're talking historical lookup, right? So, having this plethora of information available to us in the option chain, right? So many lookup tools are for stocks or the underlying symbols, but the option traders need to access historical data on options, whether it be for risk management, which is a key reason why you'd want to look at it, back testing. Maybe you're trying to trade implied volatilities and you need to see the implied volatilities of a particular option through time. And scrolling and scrolling and scrolling is a pain in the butt on other tools. And it's just a matter of accuracy, right? Being able to get this accurate historical data so that you can do your analysis without getting fumbled.
And it looks like we've already got some love from it. Doug just said this is really helpful, especially for Canadians who can't use Thinkorswim. So thank you, AJ. This is kind of the first evolution, the first rollout
Mhm.
of this. So
We're gonna
I
be adding
imagine.
so many more features. We got some filters so that you can separate out your weeklies from your monthlies, from your quarterlies, from your leaps. So we're gonna have all kinds of great stuff in here. Right now, we're just loading the data, and we're gonna get it out there as quickly as possible. Get it to my premium selling workshop, participants, but also make it available out there for the rest of the world. The key is well, I'll let you explain it.
Well, I don't. Well, before we do that, there is a
Okay.
question. So Stephen is asking auto connect to your PSEWs. I'm not sure exactly what.
Premium selling worksheets. That's one of the tools that we give our program participants. So yeah, having this data available so that it pre-populates into the premium selling worksheets is definitely part of our progressions, and it'll be one of the iterations next. But the key right now is just to make this accurate data available to all the folks out there who need historical options lookup and don't want to be paying $100 a month just for something that pretty much is out there to anybody who wants to, access it. It's just so hard to find. And the people who have it are really, taking advantage of the population out there. So I wanted to make it. I want to basically be that person who makes it available to everybody out there.
And that's exactly what we're doing in this first sort of beta rollout.
Mhm.
Anybody that's watching live, anybody that's watching the replay that wants access, leave a comment on Facebook or YouTube. Leave a comment. We'll respond to you with the link, and we'll continue to evolve this because, like you said, there's a ton of data, but also maybe we can get some user feedback from some of the initial users
Absolutely.
to improve it. But like you said, this is not a very readily available tool in the
No.
marketplace. So
No.
kudos to the dev team, kudos to
Yep.
you, AJ, and the trading trainer community for coming together and rolling this out. We'll continue
150 episodes, perfect time to do it.
we'll continue to evolve it and
Mhm.
make work on making it SEO friendly, because if people are searching for this tool, we want to be able to come up and say, hey, we've got it for you here at Trading Trainer.
So definitely, everybody, please comment, whether it be in the Facebook or the YouTube, wherever you're watching this, please comment, and we're going to personally go in and respond to your comment with a link where you can get your beta access, right? We do plan on actually, if you're not part of our program, if you're not part of that premium selling program, we are going to actually turn this into a for cost tool, right? And I know I just got through saying that what we're going to do is we're basically going to charge you what our data feeds are. It's going to come out to somewhere between about 9 and maybe $19 a month, which is what the actual data costs, not $100 or whatever these other folks are asking you to pay. And it's going to be accurate data. But right now, we just want the beta testers. So if you just comment in the YouTube or comment in the Facebook, wherever you're watching this, we're going to reply with a link so that you can get access. Again, if you're part of the program, don't worry, you're automatically going to get access. But if you're just somebody out there who needs this lookup tool, I know there's so many of you out there, we'll just ask you to comment. And as soon as I see your comment, we'll reply with a link where you can go ahead and get your beta access, get in there. And of course, anybody who's got beta access will be offering you special details on when it goes public and live, how you can get it at a discount.